K Nation. Sponsored by 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Tonight on K Nation, an old friend joins the show, if you consider him that already. And an exclusive interview, Brian Osterman tells us how he went from K-State assistant to Emporia State's head women's basketball coach.
Plus, KU women's golf holding some clinics, and not just for kids. How you can get involved and maybe even up your golf game.
And bring on postseason baseball. We'll go over how K-State and KU finish in the Big 12 baseball standings and what's ahead in the conference tournament for them. Welcome to K Nation. I'm Lainey Gerber.
And I'm Glenn Kinley. Let's start there on the diamond. We've reached the end of regular season baseball. Over 50 games in. We got one last weekend to recap for you and break down. Kansas at Texas Tech. K-State hosting TCU. We'll start in Manhattan. How about it? High stakes for this weekend. It was a big series. Postseason seeding on the line. First game, well, it was a good one for the Wildcat fans. Pete Hughes got ejected. The Cats responded with some energy. In fact, Brendan Jones ties the game with a bunt in the ninth, and Brady Day walk us off. Cats go crazy, deservingly so. They flash the lights on and off. Your TV's not causing you trouble. They take a 1-0 series advantage.
Game 2 not as fun. Cats couldn't get the bats going, and a 5-run seventh seals the deal for the Horned Frogs to the series. Not a waste of a day, though. K-State hosts Junior Wildcat Club Day. Thousands show up Friday as part of a 6,670 attendance over the weekend.
It's fun. There's a lot of people here, and the players get to enjoy all the fans here, and they're actually having a good season. And it's fun to have all the kids, and we can have and play, and it's just a fun atmosphere. Play catch, since today was the last day of school, like we could see our friends from school. And
getting them into the culture. It's exciting to see the university growing, to see all these young people embracing the purple culture, just being young little Wildcats.
It's really fun to see the community come together, and K-State fans travel from all over the state to come together to watch the baseball team play.
And on the last day of school, younger fans got to hang out with Willie, get autographs and pictures, and enjoy the evening of ball.
How fun is that?
That's a good idea, especially last day of school. They already missed their friends, so it's a good thing they got to play catch.
What a cool event. They had some good weather for it, too. We got the rubber match, though. They did have game 3 of this one. A lot on the line. K-State was facing a 4-1 deficit in the ninth. The sac fly from Nick Goodwin to score Cole Johnson. It's 4-3. With 2 outs. Next batter, Kyan Lotus hammers a long ball. It looks like it has tie game written all over it. You got to be kidding me. He robs it at the wall. That play checked in at number 2 on SportsCenter. The slow-mo for you. Would have tied the game. Instead, TCU wins the game, wins the series, and gets just 1 spot higher than K-State in Big 12 play. That's a tough ending to the final play of regular season. Kyan Lotus is just a freshman, too. He did everything he could in that at-bat. Hits it in a spot that was going to go over the wall, and he robs it.
And he's had other big moments this season, too, which is great.
Yeah, so he bright future ahead for him. Hey, we talked to Pete Hughes after that game. He says they'll let it hurt for about 24 hours and then clear mind. They want to play a lot of postseason baseball.
Yeah, and of course, in true coach fashion, he also said they had 9 innings to not tie the game. So at that moment, you can't really blame him.
True.
Well, it's a tough break for the Cats, but the season is definitely not over. KU had a big series at number 28 Texas Tech this weekend. Game 1, Jayhawks get the job done. Cole Elvis ties the game at 1 with a single in the 7th, and then a 2-run home run in the 9th for the go-ahead run. Kansas picks up a huge win on the road against a historically great baseball program.
Yeah, that was a big win and an exciting one, too, with a late comeback. Game 2 almost sealed the deal on the series. 2 runs in the 8th inning ties the game at 7 off the bat of, you guessed it, Cole Elvis. He was big this weekend. He's always big.
Yeah.
That sends the game to extras, but the Red Raiders did walk it off in the 10th to tie the series at a game apiece, setting up a series-clinching rubber match. Lenny, break it down for us.
Oh, that's set up a very exciting matchup for Day 3. Texas Tech showed up with 6 runs in the first inning to virtually put this one away, ending the Jayhawks' regular season at 24-30, 8-16 in the Big 12 in the first season with Dan Fitzgerald. But there are more games to be played still, as we know. So here is a look at the Big 12 tournament.
Yeah, let's talk about it. K-State is the 5 seed, getting a rematch with 4 seed TCU. In the first game. That's a morning one, 9 a.m. Wednesday. I will not be awake.
Ooh.
KU is the 8 seed facing the number 1 seed, Texas, and winners of those games play each other. Losers of those games play each other. So we could end up seeing another Sunflower Showdown on the diamond. It is a double elimination tournament spanning Wednesday through Sunday. K-State's on the bubble for an NCAA tournament regional bid. A win or even a few wins would be big for their resume. And, of course, if the Jayhawks or the Wildcats win the whole tournament, well, you're locked in with an automatic bid.
Yeah, that's a good one. They're going to need a couple of wins in this series for sure.
That would be clutch if they can get it.
Yeah, and while we are on the diamond, softball season is over for KU, but there is some excitement to look forward to. KU Athletics will extend head coach Jennifer McFalls' contract after her best season since getting to Lawrence. That includes the program's first series win since 2019 and the first Big 12 tournament game win since 2007.
Exciting stuff for them, and more exciting stuff, speaking of contract extensions, for Wildcat football fans.
Yeah.
Chris Kleiman will be staying in Manhattan. The Wildcat head coach signs a contract extension that keeps him at K-State through 2030.
That's not even a real year.
It seems far away, but
yeah.
I guess that's good news. We know he's going to be there a while. 4-year extension. His previous contract was going to end in 2026. And this new deal will earn him an average of $5.5 million per year. That'll pay the bills.
Yeah.
And a total of $44 million if you do the math. It comes after Kleiman, of course, just led K-State to its first Big 12 title since 2012. And his 30 wins with K-State, the most by any coach in program history in their first 4 years. He's a pretty good coach.
Yeah, I'd say so. The NBA Draft Combine was this week. Here's some official measurements from our guys. Grady Dick checks in at 6'6 1/4", 204 pounds with a 6'8 3/4" wingspan. Bleacher Report has him mocked at 10th overall to the Mavericks.
Looking pretty good to go in the lottery there for Grady. The reigning Big 12 Player of the Year, Jalen Wilson. He's measured at 6'5 1/2", 230 pounds, and a 6'8 wingspan. Bleacher Report says Wilson maybe could go 40 overall. That's maybe where they're guessing right now. If he did that, it would be the Nuggets and teaming up with Christian Brown. Wouldn't that be fun?
Ooh, that would be fun. And K-State's Keontae Johnson was also there. 6'4", 238 pounds with a wicked 7-foot wingspan. He's built to play basketball.
I didn't know that.
Like that.
Yeah.
Bleacher Report has Johnson going 2 picks after Wilson at 42 overall, and that would be to the Wizards. Noted no invite for Marquise Noel, even after his big showing at the G League.
He was good at the G League Combine. If you know Marquise Noel, you know that's probably going to fuel him even more.
Yeah, if anything, he's just going to be the steal of the draft
He's going to use that as
so
motivation.
they're setting him up
sure.
for that.
I think somebody's got to at least give him a shot, and because he's a hooper.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, but a lot more still to come and unpack here on K-Nation. We've got to get to that Brian Osterman interview. He's a Wildcat turned Hornet. We'll discuss K-State and KU coaches who left an impact on him. That's in 15 minutes.
But first, there's a lot of golf to go over. From those going on to the championship tournament or those just starting out, we'll tell you how KU is helping women in golf improve their game.
Imagine a place where a cool summer breeze blows and burgers have that smoky char-grilled flavor. And also the breeze is your car's air conditioner because you're eating at Sonic. New Sonic Griller. Sonic.
Sports!
We have everything
that you're looking for
at Play It Again Sports.
New and used sports and fitness equipment with used up to 50% off retail.
You can create your own discount by trading in and trading up. Sell us your gear and get cash on the spot, or even get store credit.
Play It Again Sports has something for every athlete. All seasons, all sports, on any budget. We're open every day in the Fairlawn Plaza Mall.
Game on!
Hear that? It's edge of your seat.
He blows the body off the car.
Entertainment at top speed. Camping World NHRA races where top drivers compete to be the best. But don't blink.
And who's got the horsepower? It is going to be Justin Ashley. A dazzling Top Fuel final.
You could miss it. It's the Menards NHRA Nationals presented by Pet Armor. August 11th through 13th at Heartland Motorsports Park in Topeka. Every ticket's a pit pass and kids 12 and under are free. Get tickets early and save at NHRA.com.
Properties that are for sale by owner are typically on the market longer, sell for significantly less, and leave a seller open to potential legal problems than those properties sold with the assistance of a realtor. A home may be the largest and most complicated transaction you'll ever make. Trust a realtor with the ethics, expertise, and education to act in your best interest and guide you through the process. Find homes for sale in Northeast Kansas and a Sunflower Association realtor member that's right for you at sunflowerrealtors.com.
Have you ever dreamt about Sonic putting more candy in your blast? Or about Blast coming in 3 new flavors? Your dreams are oddly specific. New Sonic Blasts. Sonic.
It's a lot harder with an iPad.
Lainey's warming up with her golf swing here. We're going to get on the link soon.
This isn't as long as a golf club, so it's a little harder to practice.
Slightly different, yeah.
Well, we are just practicing our swings because why not? But even as an adult, you can pick up a new hobby or continue to get better at them. Me at golf.
We're working on it. On Friday, KU Women's Golf hosted its first adults-only golf clinic of the year. We see a lot of these programs around us hosted for some youth clinics, but Coach Cool wanted to reach out to adult women, not only to give them some solid advice and get their swing going, but also so that women in the area can meet other female golfers. After all, it's a community sport, of course.
We really wanted to target beginners and intermediate players that want to learn more about the game of golf and get some good instruction, and hopefully taking something home that they can practice this summer.
The clinics go over the 4 areas of golf. That's putting, chipping, full swing, and bunker shots. And they get to use the entirety of the Jayhawk Golf facility, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, look at Gary Woodland up there.
Yeah, and there's still one more clinic left. That's this Friday.
You got to go sign up. Great opportunity put on by the women's golf team, but the men's golf teams, well, they still have some action going on. Both schools at regional competitions this week with a chance to go to nationals. Let's break it down. Here's how the Jayhawks did as a team at the Norman Regional in Oklahoma. Top 5 teams advance to nationals. Alabama finishes in first with -28. Duke, the last team to advance at 21 under. KU in 9th with -6, so 15 strokes away from advancing as a team. Pretty solid showing, though.
Yeah, K-State was at the Bath, Michigan Regional. Georgia claims first with a -29. Texas is the last team in at -10. That just keeps K-State in the 6th spot at -7. So close for the Cats.
Seriously.
3 strokes from a team trip to the championship tournament.
Oh, man, we feel for them. Hey, the fun doesn't stop, though, for the whole team. KU freshman golfer Will King, he is a king, punched his ticket as an individual to the Nationals after a 10-hole playoff. He played another half a round and then some. He put a birdie on the 10th hole, sends King forward as the top non-team scorer.
Impressive. Wildcats couldn't let the Jayhawks have all the fun, though. K-State junior Luke O'Neill also qualifies for nationals as an individual. 3 rounds at under 70 will usually do it, and he becomes just the 5th player in school history to advance to the championship tournament.
Don't ask Lainey and I about our scores from this last weekend. Not quite on that level. A coaching change for K-State on the way. Women's golf coach Christy Knight is stepping down from her position to pursue other professional opportunities. She led the Wildcats for more than 27 years, including all 5 of the program's NCAA regional appearances. And this past season, the Wildcats did not make the regional as a team, but Haley Vargas did qualify as an individual.
Not too
I'm
bad.
gonna miss her. She was there for a while.
I know. We will miss her. We'll stick around. Coming up after the break, we're thinking ahead to football season. NFL analyst John Vogel tells us which Jayhawks he's been watching this offseason.
Come out to the biggest party in the heartland, the Country Stampede. Headliners include Hardy, Lee Rice, and Cody Johnson. July 13th through 15th. Tickets and camping on sale now at countrystampede.com.
Protect your home from sudden power outages with a Generac home standby generator, installed by Shockwave Electric's certified experts. Call Shockwave Electric for all your commercial and residential electrical services.
Golden Corral on Southwest Wanamaker Road has been locally owned since 1999. Come join us in our newly remodeled dining room with updated decor, a stone fireplace, and an enhanced buffet area. Breakfast served Saturdays and Sundays. Pickup orders and catering available. Golden Corral in Topeka is looking for great service-minded people to fill positions with advancement opportunities. Serious applicants can walk in to complete an application.
Come on in and join us
at Golden Corral.
Hey, you with the TV up too loud. Have you ever considered getting a hearing aid? And with real hearing aids as low as $5.95 each, why not go ahead and do it? Visit MidwestHearingAids.com for a location nearest you.
All next week, today counts down to summer with the best recipes, cocktails, destinations, fashion, and we'll reveal our Read with Jenna Jr. summer reading list. All next week on Today.
Next live, Julia Louis-Dreyfus plus Leslie Bibb. And Tuesday, the American Idol winner performs in studio live.
Monday morning at 11 on 27 KSNT.
Come out to the biggest party in the heartland, the Country Stampede. Headliners include Hardy, Lee Rice, and Cody Johnson. July 13th through 15th. Tickets and camping on sale now at countrystampede.com.
Welcome back to K-Nation. We talk about KU football all the time on this show, but the Jayhawks are drawing some attention from plenty of people who aren't even in the Sunflower State.
Yeah, we saw it a lot during the season with College Game Day coming to town and so much more. Those guys were all over the place. But now we're all looking ahead to next season, including the NFL draft analysts. I talked to John Vogel with NFL Draft Lounge about some Jayhawks that he's keeping his eye on. Jalen Daniels is one of the guys you've had your eye on. Why is that? What do you love about him?
Really just the athletic ability. Along with his first off, he's very smart. You can see he understands the game. He gets it at a high level. He's shown a lot of improvement over the last couple of years. That's another big thing when you're looking at a quarterback is the steady progression. Jalen Hurts is a perfect example of that in the NFL, of a guy that wasn't that great of a passer, but he got better every single game that you watched him, and it was a noticeable improvement. And there's a lot of that with Daniels, right? With his consistent, steady improvement, and the numbers show that and support that as well. But he's got a good arm. He can throw the ball. He's fairly accurate. And then the athletic ability to improvise and create when the play breaks down. I think those are very important aspects of playing quarterback at the professional level.
Definitely. He's had games where he's the one having to run in the ball to score most of the time. He's had games where he's been able to throw the ball in most of the time to score for KU. So definitely is really good at both.
When he comes back, they're a different team. That says a lot about a quarterback, I think. When the team responds differently, when you're in there and people start making plays, and just, when you have a winning culture, when you have a winning attitude, it shows on the field. Even if you're not the best of the teams that are out there, you're going to find ways to win games. And that's kind of one of those things that you hear coaches talk about this all the time with quarterbacks, where they say, this quarterback has to have that winning attitude, that winning culture, that winning pedigree. And that's really Jalen, because he's got that as well. And yet that's shown every time that they've been on the field.
And how much of it do you think Lance Leipold and his new staff have had to do with his success and him just being so much smarter with the game now?
I think that has a lot to do with it. The coaching staffs are everything with a quarterback, especially with developing one. And so when you talk about Jalen Daniels and you look at the offense and the change that happened, a lot of that was because they see his athletic ability, they see the tools that he has, and they know that they have to build that offense around him, and they've done a great job doing that up to this point. So, coaching is everything, because if you don't have the right coach, the right guy that doesn't believe in you, that doesn't want you there, it has everything to do with it, with getting schemed properly.
Yeah. And there were a few other KU guys you mentioned before this who you have your eye on. Who is it, and why do you like them so much?
Yeah, there's a couple. And so I talked about the Georgia Tech running back, Dylan McDuffie, coming in. He's the guy to definitely keep an eye on, because just an instinctive runner, really. And, I think that the last couple of years, Kansas has had some really great speed. So speed is typically something that Kansas has traditionally tried to use. McDuffie's going to be a little bit more of a change of pace. He's going to be a little bit more power, a little bit more inside the tackles. But that'll be a really nice compliment to add to Jalen, because Jalen is a fast runner himself. He can get outside the pocket and he can run. You can run his own read if you want him to. That guy that can bring the power, it takes a lot of pressure off of him. Marvin Grant is definitely the other guy I think that really stands out. He's a transfer in from Purdue, played there last year, and I think that he's probably the best guy on the back end as a professional prospect. It's just because being a safety, you have there's a couple of things that are very, very important and other things that are not so much. And as crazy as it sounds, being super athletic is not important at the safety position. It's about being instinctive and being at the right spot at the right time, understanding what's in front of you. He does that really well. He's got really good size, and he's a great tackler. And so I think that even when you have potentially speed issues, like he might not run a 4.4, he might be more of a 4.5, 4.6. You can still play on that back end. Because if you position yourself the right spot, you make up for that lack of speed. So I like him as a professional prospect as well.
Yeah. All right. I like it. Well, thank you so much. And we'll definitely be keeping an eye out for all your tips and tricks during this next season.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Good stuff there from John. We got another special guest joining the show. It's Brian Osterman. We'll check in with him after the break.
Need your fireplace inspected? Make sure you and your family are safe this winter and avoid being a statistic. Certified Fireplace and Chimney now has openings as soon as this week. No need to wait months to be seen. Call or text us today to schedule your appointment.
Doughboys Pizzeria, now with 2 locations in Topeka. Serving fresh pizza with our signature sauce, award-winning wings, awesome appetizers and desserts, with outdoor dining and entertainment. Call or order online at doughboys.pizza.
Topeka on the glass on 3. 1, 2, Topeka on the glass!
As the weather warms up and your to-do list grows, don't forget about your windshield.
Avoid costly replacements. Repair that chip before it's too late.
If you need a repair or an entire windshield replacement,
call Topeka Auto Glass, 785-438-8808.
I would recommend to anybody Devon James.
They're knowledgeable. They care. I mean, they truly care. Felt like they were in our corner 100% of the time.
They took care of everything. I couldn't have expected more.
They're not about money, they're about people. The people come first.
They treat every client with respect, and they treat you like you're a friend of theirs.
I felt like they were really going to take care of me, and they did.
Devon James wins. 888-8888.
Everyone dreams of having a stunning fireplace for their home, so why not make your dream a reality? Certified Fireplace and Chimney specializes in making these dreams come true. And now with in-home renderings and no interest payment plans, it's never been an easier decision. Call or text today.
Welcome back to K-Nation. We've been really impressed with all the coaching staffs that we get to cover, but the women's basketball programs have always been so good to us.
Yeah, for sure. KU's Brandon Schneider had to say goodbye to his right-hand man, Terry Nooner, who took a head coaching position at Wichita State. And now Jeff Mittie has to say goodbye, or at least see you later as well.
Yeah, former K-State associate head coach Brian Osterman leaves after 15 years with Mittie. He's just down the road at Emporia State now, so we still get to see him. But Landon Reinhardt caught up with Coach O to reflect on his time at K-State.
All right, I'm here with Coach Osterman, new head coach at Emporia State, and he spent 15 years under Mittie, 9 years at K-State. Why was it time to leave ship and become a head coach now?
Well, opportunity, I think, is always one of the big key pieces, and timing, and I think that's the biggest piece, is the timing of it.
You talked in your presser about what you've learned from Coach Mittie and Coach Tang. What are some takeaways that you took from them?
Well, I think, Coach Mittie's one of the best I've ever been around at making adjustments in things. And Coach Tang, in the brief time that I was up there with Coach Tang, which was this past year, just watching from afar how much he pours into his players in terms of love and character building. And that's something I had as a head coach 15 years ago, and it's exciting to be a head coach again, to pour into the players in a way that we raise them up and believe they can do awesome stuff.
See, your journey almost resembles Tang's, into where he spent 20 years under Drew Scott, then made the leap, and you spent time under Mittie, and now you're making the leap here to head coach. Are you bringing any of that Tang swagger down here?
Well, I don't know. Is this swagger here? I don't know. But, I'm going to bring some of the character things that Coach Tang brings. And like I said, that's a belief, a faith and a hope and a love, and a belief in your players, and a belief in your program, and a belief in what we're doing, and knowing, having been a head coach before, knowing that it's going to work. And I think that's what Coach Tang brought. And he was with Scott Drew, as you mentioned. I've known Coach Drew since the late 90s, and he's a friend of mine. I call him a friend. And in fact, Coach Drew and I text back and forth. But anyway, Coach Tang and Coach Mittie both are going to be part of who I have become, and continue to grow myself as a coach.
And we talk about K-State because that's where you were, but you also mentioned your presser, your relationship with Coach Brandon Schneider at KU, where he was here in this position before. You talked about a friendship with him. What have you learned from him, and what are you trying to duplicate that he did here?
Brandon won the national championship. We're going to try to repeat and do some of those same things. Obviously, I've known Brandon since we started playing him at Stephen F. Austin, I guess, and when I was at TCU, and then we played an exhibition against Emporia in Kansas State, so I got to know Jory that way. And you have to be mindful that the first 19 years of my journey was on the men's side. So really the last 15 years has been on the women's side. So I've had great growth in becoming the coach that I am today from all 35 years, but the last 15 specifically working with young ladies. And when you see Brandon Schneider coach his team, you know that they have some relationships with their players and they win. And so we want to do some of those identical things, pour into our players, and have success.
And then lastly, big season expected for K-State with the big three of the juniors. Ayoka Lee's back and Gabby Gregory returns as well. Are you going to be watching as a fan, rooting them on?
Of course. I'm gonna, I recruited a lot of those players, so you fall in love with how they're growing as people, and you fall in love with how they're growing as basketball players. Serena Sundell, from when she first entered college to where she is now, the twins, Ayoka, all the players. Gabby Gregory was a transfer this year, and was fun to coach and fun to watch. I'll be their biggest fan. They do have big expectations. The neat thing about big expectations is that there comes a point, and I hope the players get to see this, where you're really good. And that's fun. And when you're really good, it's really, really fun. Bill Self knows his team, Jerome Tang, Brandon Schneider had a fun year 2 years ago making the NCAA tournament. When you're good, boy, you can really have fun in terms of winning, and then it gets fun. You got to still do all the work, and you still got to pour into kids whether you're winning or you're losing. That doesn't change. In fact, you sometimes got to love them more when you're not doing so well. And then sometimes you got to have more discipline when you're not doing so well also. But I'm looking forward to following the Lady Wildcats, and it'll be fun to watch their journey.
All right, Coach, we'll be rooting you on, and thank you for your time.
Thanks, Landon.
All right, we're not done yet here on K-Nation. More after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Mental health is about emotional health and brain health.
Healthy children and families, and a healthy Kansas.
Go to acmhck.org to find your local community mental health center.
Welcome to Jungle House, a shop for plant people. The Jungle House offers a range of in-store and at-home services to help your plants thrive. Not a green thumb? Don't sweat it. We're here to help. Jungle House, 924 Delaware Street, Lawrence.
Hi, this is Voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson. If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you will be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. For 24/7 non-judgmental support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Meaningful relationships built upon trust is a founding principle of the Trust Company. We help individuals and businesses create tailored financial plans and diversified investment strategies that adapt over time to your unique needs. Because we are independent, we can offer flexibility and creativity that many advisors and trust departments can't. If you aren't sure where to start or you're looking to make a fresh start, contact us today for a free consultation.
Great prices, bonus discounts, and special financing on all furniture and mattresses at Faith Furniture during our Memorial Day sale. Save up to 50% on living room, bedroom, dining room, and mattresses, and have up to 5 years to pay interest-free. Along with great sale prices, you can get up to an additional 15% off our sale price or have up to 60 months to pay interest-free. Great prices, bonus discounts, and special interest-free financing. Hurry, the Memorial Day sale ends at 5 p.m. Memorial Day at Faith Furniture in Manhattan.
Well, hey, if you watch K-Nation, you know that we like to wrap up the show with some sports betting. So how about we take a way too early look at the 2023 Heisman odds.
We already talked about the NFL draft for next year.
We're
so
so excited for football season.
The men under center for both K-State and KU have the same odds. Will Howard and Jalen Daniels both listed at plus 10,000. That's $10 to win a grand. These are the FanDuel odds according to VegasInsider.com. And the early favorite, the experts are predicting USC's Caleb Williams to go back-to-back.
He's got nothing on our guys in Manhattan and Lawrence.
Right.
All right. Thanks for watching K-Nation.
Have a great night, and we'll see you next week.
When they started 5-0 this year, that was not a shocker to me at all. I'd watched Lance at Buffalo and knew what he had the capability to do as a coach.
Let's go Wildcats!